Functions in C# are usually called methods. They can exist inside a class, struct, record, but not globally outside. So every function including the main function must be declared inside a class or a struct. In this tutorial we examine default arguments, named arguments, passing arguments by value and reference, the use of in keyword, and finally passing unspecified number of arguments with the params keyword. Consider this program where we have a method called sum that takes 4 numbers. The default value of the third parameter is 15 if it is unspecified at the time of call. The default value of the last parameter has been indirectly specified by using the default keyword. This keyword automatically substitutes a 0 because the default value of int data type is 0. The code in the function calculates the sum into a variable. Then it uses the return statement to return it to the caller. The function has been marked public. This function is an instance function because it has not been marked with the static keyword. This behavior is same as in C++ and Java. Next we have the main function. Create an instance of the class with the new keyword. The sum function has been called by using the concept of named arguments. The second, fourth, first arguments have been passed by using the names of the parameters as they appear in the function declaration. The order is not important because we have used the names of the parameters. Lastly, we can print the sum. Value type arguments can be passed by reference and value in the same manner as in C++. But the argument must be a value type. Consider this function that has two parameters of int type and recall that int is a value type. The first parameter gets a copy of its argument because value types are passed by value. The second parameter has been marked with ref keyword. This means that the parameter will be passed by reference. Inside the body we increment both the arguments, and next we have the main function where we create two int type of variables I and j. These variables are passed to the function. The function is a static function, so we have called it by using the name of the class program dot. The variable I is passed by copy and the variable j is passed by reference. The ref keyword is required at the time of calling this function. And finally, the variables are printed after the function call. We expect I to remain unchanged because it was passed by value, and we expect j to have been incremented because it was passed by reference. If you are from C++ background, then you must be familiar with the const, ref and style of passing arguments by reference, and yet ensuring that the caller doesn't modify the data contained in the variable. The same behavior is possible in C# as well. For this we have to use the in keyword instead of the ref keyword. We have two parameters. The first one is passed as a value, whereas the second has now been passed by using the in keyword, which means that it would be passed as a constant reference. The compiler allows us to modify the first parameter, but generates an error if we try to modify the second value. This is how the in keyword works. Consider this program where we have a function called adder. This function accepts an unspecified count of int numbers as a parameter array. Inside this, first a null check is made. Then a variable for storing the sum is created, and after that a for each loop is used to add the numbers. Notice that this function is capable of receiving any count of numbers. Next we have the main function. The adder function is called by passing 3 numbers and the sum is stored in a variable. Finally, the sum is printed using the console writeline function. We have also added a statement to show an alternate way of passing multiple arguments by using the new keyword in an array-like syntax. You can take note of it. All this is available whenever you need it. We'll close it right now. Thank you.